I have the honor of being joined this morning with Pastor Greg Quinlan, the head of the Center for Garden State Families. That's gardenstatefamilies.org. Greg has been leading the battle for our conservative principles, especially in the way they affect us on the social issues for years. And we certainly, Greg, have a big battle ahead.
Yes, we do.
And
yes, we do.
the challenges are endless, but the battle cannot be stopped. We have to fight every step of the way. Greg, tell me what you see in the consequences of a Mikey Sherrill election.
Mikey Sherrill is probably the worst of the worst that we could get. She was raised by two communists, and she is a communist. She's an absolute Marxist. And if you've watched some of her interviews, you are looking at Kamala Harris as a white woman. This is how bad things really are with this woman. She believes with abortion on demand all the way up to and including birth. And you have to understand what we do here in New Jersey. Abortion is so over the top, so extreme, that we are even subsidizing abortions out of state, which includes, listen to me, includes abortions of human trafficking victims. You see, human trafficking is a cash business, and they used to pay for those abortions at Planned Parenthood or any of the clinics that offered it. But here in New Jersey, you bring your slave who is pregnant across the border. You, the taxpayer of New Jersey, you and I will be paying for that abortion. We are subsidizing human trafficking. This is how extreme things are here in New Jersey. And Mickey Sherrill, she'll not only keep it that way, she'll find another way to expand that.
Greg, that's stunning. That is absolutely stunning that they're actually planning to do that. Now, I also understand that there was a bill passed, it's S-3756, which allows the spending of federal funds to build clinics on school property.
That exactly. Do you understand these federally approved clinics on school property? Yeah. Why is this so bad? Let me give you one reason why, and this is how I testified in committee. These federal clinics cannot refuse a patient. None of them. They can't refuse a single patient. So you have a person who's very mentally ill, on medication or off medication, mixing medication with illicit drugs, and they're going to be on the property with your child while they're in school. What could go wrong? I mean, what could go wrong?
What will go wrong? What will go wrong?
Right. So, as we know already, even in a private Catholic school, your children may not be safe. Look at what happened just recently. We just wrote about this. Center for Garden State Families just wrote about this on our website, where the transgender agenda has blood on their hands. Because here are two children who are dead. And what did they do? They went in for mass and they were praying. So many children were spared because other children were laid on top of them to protect them. This scarring of these children emotionally is going to go on for years. Do we understand where we are as a country when we don't respect life?
This battle ahead is extremely important, probably the worst ever. But, it was very disturbing for me just the other day in the Catholic school right by my home is to say cop cars all around the school at the time when kids would go to their first mass. What's happened to us as a society that we need to even do this?
We have abandoned God. We've abandoned the principles for which we have been founded. This is why it is so bad. I'm going to mess this quote up, but James Madison said, "It's not the Constitution that makes us free. It's the biblical principles on which our Constitution was founded upon that make us free and make us the nation that we are. And we have rejected those. This is why we're in where we are. This is why schools aren't safe. This is why our roads aren't safe. This is why our neighborhoods aren't safe. This is why we're seeing riots everywhere. We have got to come back to the God of our fathers."
You're right, Greg. I couldn't have said it better. That's outstanding. Obviously, you've had practice talking about it. You articulated it extremely well.
Thank you.
How do we get our legislators, particularly on the Republican side, to adopt this message, to understand this vision, and to join our battle? Because we have a problem there. Look, the liberal Democrats are being what liberal Democrats are. Our problem, I believe a big problem, is that our GOP has been weak in standing up for our values.
I honestly couldn't agree with you more. We cannot be afraid to stand up for the truth. We have to stand up for truth. And when we don't do that, the other side fills the vacuum. It's time for us to fill the vacuum, stand up for righteousness, There's a scripture in Proverbs 14:34. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Sin is real, sin is happening, and it's on our TVs every day. It's on the radio every day. And this is why our Republican Party needs to stand up for those principles. We were founded as the party of abolition, to end slavery. And why did we do that? It was because the Bible was against slavery. It's because we don't enslave our fellow man. And if we're going to protect our principles and bring this nation back to where it is, because I really believe, Steve, we're on the precipice. We're about to fall over the cliff if we don't start taking our country back.
I agree.
The other thing we need to do with the New Jersey GOP is get more of them. Yeah. We have got to take out some of the worst of the worst. I call them the Democrats. The Democrat Party's dead. The party of my grandfather, my mother's dad.
Well, the Democrat Party's dead in terms of what they used to be. But the
yes.
new Democrat Party is a far left-wing organization.
It's Marxist.
It's far from dead.
It's Marxist. It's Marxist and satanic. There's nothing they can't propose that isn't anti-God.
Greg, did you witness by any chance Senator Tim Kaine's comments? I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
And where he talked about this idea of our rights coming from God and comparing them to the theological dictatorship of Iran, and saying that, it disturbs him that because Iran believes their rights come from God and that we have adopted that same idea. He's actually attacking the very cornerstone, the very premise of this country's Judeo-Christian foundation and beliefs. Very disturbing to see the Democrat Party moving in that direction.
He actually said, Mm-hmm. Well, he actually said that our rights come from the government. No, they do not. They do not.
But he compared our idea of the rights coming from God to Iran. How dare he?
This is what the Democrat Party is all about. They have denied God. They've shaken their fist at God, and they want God erased from our history, from our schools, from our government in every way. And I'm talking about the God of the Bible, Elohim, or El Elyon, God Most High. This is why we have to bring ourselves back to the founding principles for which we were founded upon, and that was the God of the Bible, is God and nature's God.
How can people help you, Greg? Tell us about, Center for Garden State Families. Your website is gardenstatefamilies.com. How can people get involved?
Go to our website at gardenstatefamilies.org. Make sure you sign up and subscribe. The other way you can help us too, nothing happens without money. Money is essential to everything that we do. We need donations because the fight here is real. And we can do something here in New Jersey and change the atmosphere here in New Jersey. I believe that is an earthquake, and it has a ripple effect all over the nation. So we need to save our children here in New Jersey. And we need school choice. We need to be pro-life. There's so many things we can do. We have 5 areas of focus. Go visit us. We're here to protect the First Amendment. We're here to protect life. We're here to protect education, which now has been taken over. It's totally Marxist. We have to stop the high taxes that are going on here in New Jersey. And the last thing, too, is that we are pro-Second Amendment, the right of self-defense.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
We're going to head into the event.
Yes.
We'll be reporting back afterwards. Thank you, folks. Jersey Conservatives First Podcast.